Hey everyone, so in today's vlog I want to talk about the number one thing that you should do after a break. Well, number one thing you should not do, and what you should not do after a breakup is go and feel like you're not being loved, and you just go and jump into another relationship, or fucking go full on onto Bumble and begin looking for a person that will love you. Please do not do that. Do not do that. But what you can do and what you should do is take some time. And I know you've heard this before. I know you've heard this. Okay? And the reason that we don't do it is because we are looking, not only women, men too, we are looking for love from another human being. So, and I think the one thing that people do not do is self-reflection. If you can sit back after a breakup, give yourself, give yourself a year. If that sounds like way too long, fine. At least 3 months. Please give yourself a minimum of 3 months and start doing some introspection. Start looking at the relationships that you've had in the past and what you loved about them and what you hated about them. And then take some accountability and look at why you attracted those men into your life. So create a pro and a con list, and then relate the pros and the cons to yourself. If you can do this for the last, let's say 5 relationships that you've had, or if you were with one person for a really long time and just broke up. So rule of thumb is, for me anyways, if you were with somebody for over a year, you need about a year to heal. It's a lot. If you're really in love, the longer the relationship, the more time you usually need to heal. And it's just, and healing is reflection. So the process of looking back and taking accountability for the relationships and the scenarios and the situations that you attracted into your life. And what you want to do is, you don't want to look at it and hate yourself. You don't want to look at it with guilt, but you want to see some sort of growth. For me, in my last 10, let's say 7 years, 8 years, to look at the type of men that I attracted and the relationships that I had, did I see some growth in the relationships? What were the personalities like? How did the personality reflect me? And the parts that I hated. I remember I dated this one spiritualist. Oh my gosh, he was such, he just threw these hissy fits. He would just throw a fit like a little boy. And I hated that about him. And what I saw within myself was that I held a lot of anger. His hissy fits to me were a mirror. When he would throw them, I would look at myself and I'd be like, I am holding on to a lot of anger. That's why I'm mirroring him right now. And what I did with that was I started to release anger. I started learning on YouTube and applying the principles and some methods on how to release the anger from within me. What anger was I carrying? So I began to do some deep inner work after that relationship. So after that relationship, I fell into another one, which didn't last very long at all, because I chose for it not to. I didn't want to carry that relationship on because this man, he held me on a pedestal, and I knew that. And it was just very, it was good. He was a very good man. He was really good to me, but there was something off. I couldn't tell what it was, but there was just something off about him. And I knew him before I started dating him, but I needed to do, after him, I took a bunch of time off actually, and I just had to do some inner reflection of like, what was it about him that attracted me? Why did I fall into that relationship? What did I love? And what I learned was that from the spiritualist dude that I dated to this guy, this trainer that I was dating, there was a huge amount of growth within me. I went from like anger and somebody childish to a straight up like an entrepreneur, a man who was very confident in himself, and he actually was really expressive of his love towards me, and I absolutely loved that. I loved him a lot. He was very kind and caring, but like I said, he held me on this pedestal and it made me extremely uncomfortable. I didn't like it. So I broke, and there was something off about him. I still don't know what it was, but there was just something that I couldn't put my finger on it. Either I intuitively knew maybe he wasn't telling me the full truth about something. I don't know what it was, but there was something that my gut was just like, stop, do not go further with this man. And then after that, like I said, I did some more introspection, and then I fell into kind of like it was a couple of years, but a casual relationship, and I wanted it that way because this guy was way older than me, but very, he wasn't somebody that I ever thought that I would be in a relationship with or even be fond of. He's not somebody I'd look at and would just be like, oh my God, like that guy. He was not like, he was just not that person for me. Not somebody that I'd find attractive at the bar right away, for sure. But as I got to know him, I really, really began to fall for his independence, for his rawness, for his opinions, for his success, for our conversations on entrepreneurialism. To me, he was an alpha male, and what an alpha male for me, in my eyes, is a man who is completely confident in what he does, that he doesn't my life and what I do or my successes didn't affect him. He was kind of like, you go girl. Like he would always be really supportive of everything that I wanted to do or my life from the past. So I truly believe that I was in the presence of an alpha male because I attracted him, because I finally allowed my truth, my value. I set boundaries with that man. He didn't always like the boundaries, but I knew who I was. I know who I am as a woman. And I think that at his level of success, he actually appreciated and respected somewhat just what I thought and what my boundaries were. I think there was an appreciation between the both of us for that. So now I'm kind of like looking back, okay, that's how this is. So the way that I've had relationships in the past has actually grown. With each man, I exhibited some growth, and now I'm really excited, and I feel like I'm truly ready for that long-term person to come into my life. And the reason I'm saying that is because I feel like I will attract an alpha male again, and he'll appreciate my alpha female, and I feel like I'm ready to do things together with somebody, just have a friendship, have a bond, and have love together in a way that's very balanced and peaceful. I'm truly ready for that because I feel at peace. No one else has to show me love. I love myself. And that is what we need to do as women when we go through breakups. You need to examine your past so that you grow with each relationship. That's what relationships are for. They're for learning, they mirror us. Love you guys.